What's good, YouTube? This is your boy Akil McLeod back with another video, and today I'm going to share some of my most recent sales on Poshmark with you guys, just so you guys can see what's actually selling on Poshmark and how much it's actually going for. So if you guys are interested in these kind of videos, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and without further ado, let's get into it. Alright y'all, so first up is this pair of Nautica ski boots, and right now anything ski related is selling like crazy right now. Snowboarding gear, snow boots, snowboarding jackets, all of those type of pieces are selling really fast right now. I had these listed since the summertime, so these were listed for quite a while, but of course now that we are in the winter, a lot of people are shopping for these type of stuff. And I originally had this listed for I think 69 bucks, and once I checked the comps on eBay recently, I seen that they were selling for right around 50, so I went ahead and accepted that best offer. And I paid, I think, 10 bucks for these boots, so I made a decent amount of profit on these. Next up is this vintage France 98 soccer jersey, and these jerseys I have two jerseys like these, very similar, and I think I paid $2 a piece for them. And I've had these in the inventory for quite a while now, and one finally sold for 14 bucks. Not a ton of profit was made, but I was just glad that it finally did sell. Usually anything vintage, as long as it's like soccer related, basketball related, I try to pick it up because I know it will eventually sell. And even though I might not bring in a ton of profit once it's sold, certain pieces like this I just like to keep in my Poshmark closet. Next up we got this 511 tactical pair of cargo pants. And these pants are usually worn by like anybody that's in law enforcement or security guards, anything like that. And these usually do sell pretty quickly for me. And I usually sell these for about 25 bucks on eBay, and sometimes a little less on Poshmark once you consider the cost of shipping and tax. So definitely keep that in mind if you guys are selling lower tiered items like these. But this one sold within about 3 weeks, so that was a pretty quick turnaround, and I think I paid $5 for these pants. So once again, not a ton of profit, but I always tell you guys small profits always add up. Next we got a pair of Nike Pro Hyper Strong compression pants, and these I had about 5 or 6 pairs of these. And I got all of these from Ross for about 10 bucks, and I sold 3 so far, a couple on eBay and some on Poshmark as well. So I think I have 1 or 2 left, and this one sold for the full price of 59 bucks. And like I said, I picked these up for $10 a piece, so I made some decent profit here. I had these for a while though. These were probably in the inventory for a little over 2 months. But I knew once we got into football season and the weather started to change, I knew these would sell. So I'm pretty sure these will continue to sell. And hopefully they will all be sold out by the end of the year. Next up was this Honda Goldwing jacket for women, and I actually sold this jacket once, but I listed it as men's, and I got it and it was a return. So I listed it correctly this time around, listed it for women, and it sold for 50 bucks. I was asking 59, got a best offer of 50, and I went ahead and accepted that. And I actually had this one for a decent amount of time, considering the fact that it was a return. But overall, a decent flip, made some decent profit on this. I think I paid 10 or 12 bucks for this jacket. So definitely glad that it sold. The jackets like this usually sell better in the summertime because it is mesh. And the ones that I'm usually selling for more profit are leather motorcycle jackets. So just keep that in mind. If you guys find any mesh motorcycle jackets, just know it might sit for a little while until the weather starts to warm up again. Next up, we got a pair of Keen hiking boots. And as you guys know, if you follow the channel, I sell these. I sell this brand fairly often. Anything from Keen usually sells pretty quickly for me. And I had these listed for maybe 3 or 4 days until it sold for 60 bucks. I was asking 69, but I got a best offer of 60, so of course I went ahead and accepted that one. And these were actually brand new without the box. I picked these up from the thrift for only 8 bucks, but these were clearly brand new, never worn. So this was a really good flip for me, made some decent profit, and it sold really quickly. So definitely be on the lookout for anything from the brand Keen. Next up, we got this North Face jacket for women, and this was actually like a fur-lined jacket, and this one sold I think in a day. So I probably could have gotten a little more for this if I waited, but like I said, really quick flip. Especially now during this time of the year, people are actively searching for these type of North Face jackets. And North Face doesn't sell for a ton of profit for me, but anytime I find it, I usually pick it up only because it sells pretty quickly. So if you guys are interested in picking up stuff that sells fast, North Face is one of those brands. Just don't expect to make a ton of profit. Next up, we got this pair of UGG slippers, and if you guys follow the channel, you know I was doing a lot of UGG outlet shopping. I purchased a ton of UGGs, probably over 100 pairs. In the last 6 months, and these have been selling for me like crazy. I don't think I have any more of this particular style or colorway, but I had a very small size of these shoes, and they took a while to sell. The smaller sizes are a lot tougher for me to sell. So I've learned that that was not a mistake, but I'll call that a lesson. And I learned that lesson, but this one finally did sell out. Next up is this pair of Converses for women, and these were in a size 7.5. And these actually, I also got these from the Goodwill for about $6 or $7, and these sold within a day as well. So these were very, really good condition. I was getting a ton of attention from them. As soon as I listed them, I was getting a lot of likes, a lot of shares. I usually don't pay attention to that per se, but anytime I do get a ton of likes and shares on an item as soon as I list it, that just lets me know that a lot of people are actively searching those items, or it's an item that people saved in their searches. So definitely be on the lookout for Converse wedges. These sell for some decent profit. I don't always pick up Chuck Taylors when I see them because depending on the condition, I know it might not garner a lot of profit, but I knew these were in decent condition and I would make at least some profit. So these sold pretty quickly for me. Next up is this vintage Polo Ralph Lauren sweater, and this one was in really good condition. I paid maybe $2 or $3 for this one, and this one really simple. It did have the big pony on the chest, but the patch on the sleeve is what was really dope and what stood out to me in terms of this sweater in particular. And it was also in a size extra large, so it was a pretty good size. And I had this listed for about a month, and it finally did sell for my full asking price of $29. So definitely be on the lookout for these vintage Polo Ralph Lauren pieces. Not every Polo Ralph Lauren sweater sells for decent profit, and I usually pass on 90% of the Ralph Lauren pieces that I find, but this one in particular was dope enough for me to want to grab it up. Next up is a pair of Chelsea boots from the brand FitFlop, and this is actually my first time selling this brand, but it was in really good condition, and I only paid $5 or $6 for these boots, so that's why I was really interested in picking these up. And these sold relatively quickly as well. These sold within about 2 weeks. So definitely be on the lookout for this brand. Like I said, I never saw this brand before, so this was something brand new for me, but it sold pretty quickly, so I'll definitely be looking out for this brand in the future. Next up is a Patagonia's pullover, and this one was in flawless condition, practically brand new without the tags, and this one sold in the same day, $39. The Patagonia pieces that sell for me for more profit are the ones that have more of a bolder print. It's like an Aztec print or like a Southwestern style. These plain ones don't usually sell for that much, at least for me, but this one did sell really quickly, so I was happy about that. But as you guys know, I live not too far away from Patagonia headquarters, so I'm always coming across this brand, so I sell it fairly often. The brand, a lot of the shirts and shorts don't sell for as much as it used to. Those usually sell for about $20 or less nowadays, but the sweaters are always still doing well, and the jackets for me too. Next up is another pair of Uggs, and like I said, I had a whole bunch of Uggs, well over 100 pairs that I've was basically holding on to until this time, and this one sold for $100. This is also in a size 5, and I'm just glad that it sold for $100. I was asking $109, and I took a best offer of $100 on these. So like I said, Uggs, this definitely was one of my best-selling brands of 2019. Next up is this Western style shirt from the brand Eli Diamond, and this one sold for $18. I think I was asking $25 for this shirt, but of course, after considering the fact that buyers have to pay tax and $6.79 for shipping, I just went ahead and accepted that $18 offer. And this shirt sold pretty quickly within about 2 weeks. And I've actually passed on this brand a few times in the past, but I just wanted to give it a shot and see if it will sell. And of course, it sold in a relatively quick amount of time. So next time around, I'll probably list this item only on eBay, only because Poshmark's fees just take away too much profit from these smaller profit pieces, like these lower end pieces. It just takes away too much profit from it. So items that are like $20 to $25, I actually prefer to sell those pieces on eBay. But of course, a sale is a sale at the end of the day. So I'm glad it did sell, and I'll probably be on the lookout for this brand in the future as well. Last but not least is another pair of Uggs, and these were actually for men in a size 7. And I purchased the majority of these boots for about $20 to $23 a piece. So I made some decent profit on all of the Ugg boots that I sold, and this one sold for $100, and I was asking $109. And like I said, these shoes were in a size 7 for men. So not sure if a woman probably purchased these just for herself. But these shoes, all these Ugg styles have been selling for me really well, as you guys can see. And I actually had a really interesting conversation with one of my boys the other day. He was actually just surprised that I was selling so many pair of Uggs because he just didn't think people were still picking these up. But trust me, people are still buying Uggs like crazy. People still do love them. Even though they're not as trendy and as popular as they used to be a few years ago, these are definitely still selling, especially during the winter time. So if you guys can find them, especially if they're authentic, because I've realized that they sell a bunch of fakes, and people have been finding a lot of fake Uggs in thrift stores lately. But as long as they're 100% authentic, definitely still pick them up, because there's still a lot of money to be made during this time of the year if you're selling Ugg boots. Alright y'all, that's all I got for today's video. So if you guys enjoyed that one, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
I told you my intentions, baby. Still blame me for things from before. You over being underrated. This lightning's causing thunder lately. So in the heart with no repayment. My interest rate is lower, ain't it? Decide to auction off a bid.